The first calendar I did was here at LaGuardia in 1978. It was about the history of Queens. I've always seen this calendar since I started working on it as an exhibit that we've put in your home. What we've done is we've got a one-year exhibit, and every month the exhibit changes. This year's calendar will be about housing. It's one of the major issues for our city and for our nation. What we wanted to do with this calendar was for CUNY to join that discussion of the problem of providing affordable housing, not just in our city, but in our nation. So the theme is really the start of a discussion about housing in America. And it brings in everything else. It brings in discussions of the economy. It brings in discussions of race. It brings in discussions of gender, of advertising. It is a theme like a spider's web. You pull on it and you get the history of the country. So kitchens and Native Americans and the company town and the squatters, you have ready, we'll look at it a little bit later. Okay, so they're like the first 4 months or whatever months.
Then everything dated May 2, we have a lot of photos now. We could start really making final decisions.
You have to be at the table looking at all these images and say to yourself and say to the others, what's going to grab somebody's eye? What are they going to like to live with? What's going to stimulate the conversation? I'm not Hallmark cards. I'm not producing something that's just going to make you smile. I'm producing something that's going to make you think. When the team works together, what we're really looking for is an image that you'll want to live with for 30 days and also will kind of stimulate you to think about the topic, because every month we'll have a different topic, you know, whether it be urban housing or rural housing or vacation housing. Calendars are visually driven. I mean, that's one of the problems for a historian, because we're not visually driven, we're text driven. It's difficult, even though I've been doing calendars for 30 years, for me to shift my priorities from text to image. But there's a voice in me that keeps saying, hello, calendars are going to be up there for 30 days. The image has to be really compelling. It's all about the image. My training is to be controversial, and my training is to try and find the underside of the history of our city or the history of our country. So I'm always looking for that story that will make you pause and you think, whoa, I didn't think of it that way. Many times the images are dreadful. I mean, images of exploitation, images of the most vulnerable people, images of poverty. These are not images you want on your wall for 30 days.
But anyway, this was the concept where it's like a pretty brochure for a housing development that you would like to live there.
That's
except
cool.
that instead of flowers, it's weeds, and these are homeless shelters. I mean, they're the homeless little shacks. You know, so it's kind of
I don't understand the process.
irony.
It's really art and not science. I really have never understood the process, although I marvel at it, because we start off in utter confusion. We start off with housing. What are we going to do? I try very hard to keep it very open. I see it somewhat like the making of cement. You have a while where it's all loose, and at some point it's going to harden. And that's usually when you're sending it off to the printer and you got no more choices. My role in the group is to recognize all the ideas and try to sort of fill the room with the creative spark. And so when a new image will pop and a new idea will come up and some new theme, and I want to water that. I mean, a lot of this images is what it leads to, rather than images of a city that had affordable housing and lost it. 12 years ago, Senior Vice Chancellor Jay Hershenson contacted me and he said, do you want to bring your calendar to a national level? Do you want to bring it up a notch? And he brought me over to the New York Times, and we met with the people at the New York Times in education, and we did our first calendar, which was on voting.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 12th calendar in this series. Is it the 12th calendar, Richard? Yeah. Right? Wow. Wow, it's incredible. I mean, just listen quickly to the subject matters that have been done in this calendar series, websites, and in many cases, curricula. It's an incredible formula, which has been an amazing public service that's been provided here. Voting Rights and Citizenship, 2005. Women's Leadership, 2006. A Nation of Immigrants, 2007. Let Freedom Ring, 2008. City Life, 2009. Investing in Futures, Public Higher Education in America, 2010. Health in America, 2011. The Unforgiving Economy, 2012. Inventing the Future, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math in America, 2013. Supreme Decisions, obviously the Supreme Court, 2014. My principal contribution was coming up with that title. And Spreading the News. And that, of course, was about the history of journalism in our country.
I have always been so impressed by the talent and passion that goes into the creation of this calendar. And our team is so honored to have our name attached to such wonderful work.
A lot of the relationship is, as you might imagine, sort of the branding of connecting CUNY, LaGuardia Community College, LaGuardia Wagner Archives, the New York Times, and so a lot of it is like, wow. There's huge support from the President's office for the calendar. There's huge support from the Chancellor's office. And I am the one who quarterbacks it.
The calendar has for a long time been this wonderful collaborative achievement. He had to surround himself with an incredible team of historians and archivists who really work as a team. They're very tight. They're like a good jazz band, or they riff off each other. Both the calendar and the LaGuardia Archives here are very important to our role as a community college, because we're in a room right now, and I like to think of the walls of this campus as being permeable, and it goes both ways, that we really want to take the knowledge that we have and apply it in the communities.
The calendar is here because I created it and I started it and I'm still involved in it. It strikes at that stereotype of a community college. The quality that we produce here says to the world, you got it wrong about community colleges. You know, we really are the cutting edge of teaching, of knowledge. So I feel it's a statement, and it's wonderful that it's here, because that stereotype is wrong.